Hello. Howdy how. How goes it? How are you? To anybody who's here right now and you in the future, I hope you had a wonderful day. It's currently 6 p.m. 6:03. I would have started. I try to give about 5 minutes for I don't know, anybody to kind of wander in. But my tea, I went to start it and I apparently also immediately turned it off and didn't realize until I went to go pour a cup and I was like, why isn't this going? Oh, because you turned it off. So yeah, I just stand there and will my tea to, well, the water to heat up so I could make my tea. But this is tonight's cup. It says Cat Mom. And I am drinking hibiscus. Am I able to? No, I can't. It's fine. I love hibiscus. I love flowery teas. So that's what I am drinking this evening. Had a good day. I woke up and, did the usual, had breakfast, whatever. And then I got going on a sewing project so that I could use it for a YouTube video. So I did not have time to do any the filming portion of that today. That will be done tomorrow. But yeah, so trying to film the third video that I've made this week. And I also got some beading done today. I did start, or not start, but I did continue what I was working on yesterday, the rope. I decided to do some of that this afternoon off camera just to speed it up because I want to be able to finish it on stream tonight. So with that being said, we are 5 minutes past 6. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera and let me show you what we have so far. All right. I did take this downstairs to my craft area, so that's why it's in a cute little carrying. Anyways, so the medallion part complete. Most of you have seen this. If you haven't gotten that update, the medallion portion is complete, and we have the rope here. This is a funky song. So this is how much we have done. Let me just fold it this way so you can see it as a necklace. So it goes up this way. This is like the middle of it. And then we're going to repeat what we did here down. I believe what I had last night was about to maybe right around here somewhere. So I did all of this afternoon. Just it took me about 2 hours to do this. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely glad that I took time this afternoon to get some of this done so that I can finish this on stream and also attach it to the medallion. Hi, A-Bear, what's up? Another note, I started out doing 2 needle for this. I ended up switching to 1 needle because I felt like it was faster. So I went with what was faster. Oh, I'm done with my tea bag though. It's tea, don't worry, please. This is just tea. Okay, I'm kind of over the funky song. What are you doing? What's up? My cat is low-key freaking out. Are you okay? Hey, you all right? No idea if you're able to hear her meowing or not. All right, so I need to make this chunk of black longer. So that's next on the agenda. I've come up with a system. I'm loading enough beads that it fills up my needle, and I'm doing that 4 times, and then I'll tack down. Any less than that, then I feel like I'm doing too much tacking. Any more than that, then I feel like it's really hard for me to wrap them around the cord. So this is 3. Number 4. I'm also really excited to be able to bead the fish on live this weekend. So that's what will be happening tomorrow and Sunday. So to do one needle, I'm wrapping the beads around, keeping them nice and tight and taut. And then when I get to the very end, right in front of that last bead, I push the needle through the cord. So now the thread is coming out the other side. And now I'm gonna push the needle back through, not through like the same hole, obviously it would just undo what I just did, but I'm going to have the needle come up behind the last bead and in between the last 2 rows. Pull the thread through and then feed the needle through the last bead. And now I can load up more. That's basically it for one needling. I kind of like it more than the 2 needle method. I don't know why. The last time I did a wrap stitch, I felt like the 2 needle was better, and I'm not sure why I felt that way. Since making this one. If anything, the 2-needle method is just a little more secure in my opinion. Really tacks down these beads. Oh, there's a gap there. There we go. But it takes a little longer because there's more to manage. It's already hard to hold the cord, hold the thread, wrap the beads, keeping them nice and tight. Meanwhile, you're dealing with the tails of these strings. And you have 2 tails to work with. It is kind of a pain in the butt. But worth it if you really need the rope to be tough. Shoot. And this happens every now and then where I lose the string. Kind of a big gap of black back there. I hate that. I don't know what happened. Now I can't remember if I need one more pass of black or if I'm done with the black. Let me compare. One more. I need one more pass of black. And then I can do the pattern again. So I'm doing 4. Oh, built-in spirit bead trying to. 2, 3. Used so many black beads that we went from 1 rogue pink bead to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's only 5 in here. So now I get to do a color, which is green. Green. Keep forgetting to load on this abnormal orange bead. Hi, Spicy. All right, did 4 passes of green. Now I'm gonna do 2 of black. The gap between the green and the orange is not that big, so. It's gonna be interesting. What I should not have done was cut the cord to size just yet. Like I'm used to doing that with like peyote, which it's fine to cut the cord to size, but it might make the wrap stitch a little tricky when I get to the end. All right, and now for some orange. Oh yeah, the rogue bead. I'm finally gonna use it. There we go. Cats have the zoomies. You can hear them thumping around. Where is the needle? It's like really close to my finger, that's why. It's happened to me a couple times. It's really annoying when I get all of the beads nicely wrapped around. I go to grab the needle to tack them like I am now, and the needle falls out of the thread. So I either have to undo what I did and then do it again, or try and rethread the needle while holding on to the beads. I did choose the latter, and each time I persevered, but it's still annoying. Actually, this looks like plenty of thread left, but it's kind of not. So I'm gonna start a new thread. I've sent it through the cord a couple times. Clip off the tail and burn. Every night I burn. Perfect timing for a sip of tea. What is this part? What is with that? How did that happen? And it happened twice. I don't understand. There's like whole gaps without a bead. Don't really see that anywhere else on the project. Let me see. Actually, there's one spot right there. Okay, so there's 3 spots that have some gaps. So what I'll do then is at the end, actually no, I see 4 spots now. This is like a 1 bead gap. But what I'll do is at the end, when I get all of this done, then I'll go and basically spot treat those. I'll just go in and add some beads in those spots. Easy fix. It's still just like, how? How did that happen though? Like I swear, every time I make a stitch, I'm like checking all the beads. I'm like, yep, all of them are nice and tight together. Sometimes I feel like I'm rolling it too tight, like I'm squeezing the cord. All right, starting a new thread. Drive the needle through right before that last bead. Drive the needle through the last bead. And continue. So next is black. What I want to do is do a wider chunk of black and then repeat this pattern but backwards. And I do 3 chunks of black. So I have 4 passes of the needle and I do that 3 times. You know, I could just toss aside the rogue beads that are mixed in with this black, but I kind of don't want to. I can't explain it. All right, so there's 4 passes. Anytime I notice there's like kind of a gap between rows as I'm twirling, I'll kind of try and push them closer together while I'm doing it, but for the most part, at the end is where I will really give it a push. Make sure the rows are right next to each other. And 4. How many more times do I do this before the confetti? Oh, this is the last pattern that I had to do the confetti. Is that 3? Or did I do 2? No, that's 3. Okay. And 4. sounds like an actual song that I don't. I can't remember what it is, but that's pretty close. All right, now it's time for some orange. Orange. Il est temps pour les oranges. Il est froid pour l'orange. Oh, I reached the end of the playlist. So I have to like scroll to the bottom and find the song. Hit view more so it loads more and then press it. It doesn't just continue. It's kind of infuriating, but I'm alright. It's okay. I'm fine. Let's wrap this orange, shall we? Grr, stop it. All right, 2 passes of black. Oh, come here, needle. All right, now time to do some green. Now I have to guess how much black to put after this, because at this point on the other side of the rope, I wasn't really standardizing based on how many beads I could fit on a needle. I was just kind of like putting as much black on there as I was doing it by the vibes. So let's see. I mean, that looks about the same as three groups of like passes of 4. Maybe like the last group would have a pass of only 3. There'll also be some like extra cord left, so that's good. Then I can chop that down to size. Hey, what's up? Nikon Wavy done? What it do? You're just following vibes over here. Almost done, and I'm so excited. I know exactly who you are. I never forgot your username. I know I have the memory of a geriatric fish, but could be worse. I thought we were supposed to get a bunch of snow today. The weather app lied. As prepared, I had like food so I could barricade myself in for some more pizza. Does your roommate want pizza or is he at work? The vibes on this live tonight are pretty low-key. Pretty chill. I don't have a lot to say. I remember towards the beginning of these, like the first or second live or so, I just got to kind of like, for some reason, I don't remember why, explaining a little bit of my personality is like, I'm just like, I'm a person of few words. Proving that on this eve, on this fine eve. I don't know why, it just made me think of one time I had to give a prayer and like, I'm never put in that position. It's usually like an elder does that or something, right? Well, I was with a group of women and there was an elder there. She was running the show, but she wanted me to do it. I feel like there's something fucky going on with this. So she was like, hey, give a prayer for the water. And that's when I learned I should never be in charge of having the prayer, of giving the prayer. Because I was literally like fumbling, trying to think of like more than just AO, thanks, water. Like, how do some people always share like the most beautiful words? I don't have that in me. Yeah, the thread must have wrapped around a few beads when I tightened it. Okay, I think I have it now. Yeah. Maybe it isn't just me. Maybe a lot of people wouldn't have much to say either. Maybe giving like a good prayer is like a form of poetry. I need to take a sip of my tea again and I can just hear my voice cracking. I have incredibly weak vocal cords. Okay. The second group of black now. Still 4 passes. I do think that last one I'll do only 3 passes. Just to match the other side. You know what's funny about my friend coming into chat? And instead of, hey, it's one of your besties, It's your neighbor. But it reminded me of, gosh, I think it was like a few weeks ago or something. I get HelloFresh, the food delivery service, if you haven't heard of it. Side note, yes, it's worth it if you like eat alone. Not super worth it if you have a family. But my partner and I like to get it, and then we make just other food for the rest of the family because they're all like picky and annoying. And then, of course, when it's just us, like, I'm not sure how much money it saves. It almost, to me, it almost just balances out because you really do like reduce waste. That's the biggest part of me. Well, actually, no, that's the second biggest part of it for me. The biggest part of it for me is not really having to decide what I want for dinner. I don't have to like figure out a menu. I just kind of like look at what's available to me. I'm like, all right, what am I allowed to get this week? What has HelloFresh decided for me? But so maybe a good prayer is like poetry. Literally, like a person who gives a good prayer, they're basically a poet. And I'm not a poet, so I've only been asked to give a prayer the one time, but if I get asked again, I might be like, I don't know if you want me to do it, sis. But okay, yeah, so the HelloFresh, it gets delivered to your door, right? Well, I think it's by FedEx, our FedEx guy, he messes up from time to time. And he's delivered the wrong package to my house before, and it's just like, it's neighbors is all it is, so, but he also delivered 2 packages of mine to my neighbors, and one of them was the HelloFresh. And sometimes, this is terrible, I know, but sometimes we just forget that it's Tuesday, which is our HelloFresh day. And I mean, I even forgot this past Tuesday, and my HelloFresh box stayed the night outside. Like, it just happens. And this particular Tuesday, we were both forgetting to check the mail, to check for the HelloFresh box. And so at 11 at night, that night, I get a text from a really random number saying like, hey, your package was delivered to our house. It looks like something that needs to be refrigerated, so I just thought I would let you know. But, oh yeah, and they also said like, hey, this is your neighbor. And I just responded to them like, oh, okay, thank you. But at the same time, I like was thinking in my head, and then I asked my partner like, how the hell did they get my number though? She didn't seem too concerned about it, but I was like, but how? But like, but friggin' how? 1, 2, okay, that's 3. And so she gets up and she goes to the door, she checks outside, there's the HelloFresh box. So she brings it into the house, and I'm like, is there like something on the mailing label that says my number on it? And she's kind of like looking at the label, and she's like, no. And I'm like, friggin', how did they get my number? Like my actual phone number, and they're texting it. How did they get it? And I just want to note that like these particular neighbors are not, like you might want to say, well, maybe they're just knowledgeable about how to find that kind of stuff. I'm willing to bet, because they are like foreign and English isn't their first language, that navigating a service like that in English like might not be, I don't know. If I can't fucking do it, how can they? I just didn't think that like it's super possible to just get somebody's cell phone number that quickly too. And so the next day I am dealing with that particular HelloFresh box for whatever reason. I don't remember. I just have this thought in my mind, like, I'm gonna look at the label. My number was on there. My partner just wasn't looking hard enough, I guess. Oh, I did it again. Sent the thread through the bead when I need to tie it off and start a new one. This thread's too little. So yeah, that's my story of having anxiety and my partner not being able to read. All right, so let me compare, which I probably could have before. Yeah, that looks about right. It's even like a little longer, but I don't think it's a problem. So now it's time for the confetti part. And the clock just turned 7 a few minutes ago, so we're on good time. So I believe for the confetti, I did every 5 beads was a color. And just to really get that confetti section rolling, I'm gonna load a color on for the very first bead. Let me just check my work real quick. Nope, they're matching up again. And like the every 5 worked in the beginning and then it just stopped working. So maybe I have to alternate it, like go 5 and then go 7, 6, 5 and 6. That's what I'm gonna try. cannot win with this confetti. I don't like it. And I can't just not do it because it's on the other side. I almost think maybe it's not about adding more, it's about doing less. So like instead of 5 or 6, maybe like every 3. 3 to 5 maybe. Spicy. All right, let's see how this fares. Have them loaded on more. I also didn't perfectly alternate what color I picked up. So like green, orange, I did a little bit of like orange, green. They are kind of matching up again, but I'm gonna go ahead and just tack this down because I'm getting tired of the confetti. So I'm gonna load on like 4 right now. And then do an orange. I almost wonder if the confetti will be easier to like do a lot of tacking just to be able to get the pattern down. Instead of I loaded on beads before passing it through the final bead. That's only, I'm pretty proud of myself. That's only the second time I've done that for this whole row. All right, now. I'm feeling like it's neither packing on a lot of beads or fewer beads. It's like a mix of both. Like I'm gonna have to do like 3, but then I'm also gonna have to do like 6. Also, these were in a wildly different spot when I tested it. How are they? they doing it now? Dude, this is frustrating. Chat, go smudge. I don't need to smudge, I'm fine. Okay. Do I think this is better? At least I hope it is. All right. So I strategized in the beginning and then left it to vibes for the end. I think there's enough on here to string it and tack. And let's hope it is confetti. It's giving confetti now, but it's also a little dense with confetti compared to the other side, so I might have to calm down a little bit. It's like every 3 beads and stuff. Oh my god, my cat is just so full of crap right now. Or as my partner would say, she's full of piss and vinegar. I don't know what that means, but... she's running around, knocking things over. Now she went down in the basement, which means she's gonna go get into stuff. Song sounds like something Fresh Prince of Bel-Air would dance to. All right, so maybe like one needle's worth left of the confetti. Or maybe like 1.5. One, two, three, four. All right, I'm gonna do 5 and then load up the green. All right, I'm just gonna, it's not very much. But I think doing a pattern like this, it's worth it to go ahead and just tack down little amounts. Okay, let's compare. I think I need like one more color. So maybe I'll load up like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna load up 5 and then an orange, and then I think it's good to just finish up with the black after that. Spicy. Wait, did I say green or orange? I'm gonna do orange because there's 2 greens that are gonna be right there. See how it looks. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna load up some more black. I'll just do one pass so that I can compare with the other side and guess how much I need. Every now and then I feel like little bursts of wanting to kind of like vocally explode. I'm almost done, you know, like so close, so close. And if a project is for you, like Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that I'm almost done excitement, I feel like, is different based on if a project is for you or if it's for somebody else. Okay, let's see. Actually, I probably could have done a little more confetti, but it's fine. C'est grave. Tant pis, je prends un taxi. So I think this is like maybe 3 passes. Just comparing it with the 2. This is 2. Yeah, let's do, it might even be 4. I do not like this song. It sounds like a lullaby. Sometimes I wonder if somebody is watching during the live or in the replay and they're like, hey, why'd you, I was jamming to that, why'd you switch it? Sorry, if that was ever the case. If there's one thing that I struggle with in this world, that's hearing music I don't like. It's just something that irks me. With that being said, I do have a rather varied taste, so it's kind of hard to play something that I don't like. Well, maybe not. Maybe it isn't hard. There do be a lot on the radio that I'm like, ugh, I don't like listening to the radio. I pay for Spotify. I can't do the radio, especially in my area. I'm from a small city. The radio station's like, today's hits, and it plays something from 2016. I'm like, my brother and creator, that was 9 years ago. We have I think we have a classic rock station and then a rock station, but the rock station just plays stuff that is basically classic rock now. So now we kind of have 2 classic rock stations and they hardly play any new rock. I just hate the radio, man. I do like Sirius Radio. That service is actually pretty dope. I don't like how much it costs though. And so one time I got a free trial for it. It was 3 months. I've actually gotten those trials a few times, but my most recent one that I had, I had to put my card information in and stuff. So they had the ability to, instead of the trial just ending and the service just ends, they had the ability to charge me if I didn't cancel. So yeah, so I when the time came, I went to go cancel it. Sirius Radio is, they're freaking wild. They would not let me cancel. I didn't speak to them over the phone. They had a live chat service. Again, introverted, extrovert. I prefer that over having to call somebody. But yeah, I'm like, I would like to cancel it. And they're like, why? And I'm like, well, I need to save money. And they're like, well, what if we give you this deal? And I'm like, no, thank you, cancel it. But we can give you this deal. No, thank you, cancel it. And I just over and over again, it got to a point where I wasn't even like typing full sentences anymore. I was just like, no, thank you. No, cancel it. No, no, no. And I'm telling you, like, I can't even, I'm not exaggerating, and I can't even put into words just how many times I told this person no, and they just kept going. And they like even changed up how they were talking about the deal, but they were trying to make it sound like they were giving a better deal. Like they increased the goodness of the deal. And I can't remember verbatim what they were saying, but they were essentially giving the same exact deal. They just phrased it differently to make it sound like a, well, you know what, you didn't like the deal before, so I'm going to give you more. You know, it's like saying, well, buy my CD, they're $10 a piece, or 30 for, or or 30 for 3. And so by this point, I'm on this chat service for like a good 10 minutes, which doesn't sound very long, but it is. And I get so just fed up. I decide, you know what? I'm going to tell them yes. The deal like was a certain amount of money for, I think, 3 months. So elongating my trial from 3 months to 6. So I'm like, I'm going to tell them yes. And then I'm just not gonna friggin' pay them. So I like, actually I don't think it was my card. I think it was maybe PayPal or something that I was using. But I blocked them from my PayPal or whatever I was using. I can't remember what it was. I just remember blocking them so that I didn't have to pay them, like they couldn't auto renew. And they harassed me after that, sending me bills. Hey, where'd you go? You owe us money. Why did I put the needle away? I need that. So while it's a really cool service, Sirius Radio is really nice. They're not, their customer service is pretty questionable. I've had this song in one of my videos before. Alright, so the beading is finished. We are finished with it. But I have a little extra cord, so I'm going to cut that off as close as I can and melt it. So now the cord is like flush with the beadwork now. Now what's next on the agenda is attaching the cord to the medallion. So I've zoomed out so I can kind of show the overall cord. I think it's pretty cool. This is what I consider to be like snake stripes. I don't know if anybody else calls them that. So I think, let's see. Now the crown is kind of like crooked on the design. Not like per my work, I mean like this is facing up and the crown goes this way. So maybe I should actually face it towards me so I can see where I want to attach it. I think maybe around like this part will be easy, like maybe just with the crown, but this one, I think maybe like right here, which is right in between this orange and green confetti. That's helpful. Okay, so what I like to do for attaching these things, this part, I have no idea if I do it right. Not a clue. So if I do it wrong, don't come for me. But I like to take my thread and double it up. Makes it kind of hard for threading the needle, however, so hopefully I'm able to do it. Where is my needle? Needle or needle? Here it is. I'm gonna try and thread my needle with both of these. I could potentially just go get one of my Glover needles too. They're all the way downstairs though, like, that's a waste. Well, that's pretty imperfect. Dang it. I thought I got it, but both of the threads just shredded. Only parts of them went in there. Okay, I think I got it. There's a little bit of shredding, but I think it'll pass through. Fine, whatever, I'm just gonna leave it there. So the reason that I like to do 2 threads is because this loop right here, I like to like feed the needle through it after I stick it like through the medallion or the cord. And that's just so I don't have to deal with knots twice. And also it's, the 2 threads are stronger. So I'm going to, here's my thimble. I'm gonna stick this through. And when I stick this through, I like to keep the entry point of the needle and the exit point between the same rows of beads. So like there's a row right here and a row right here. I'm sticking the needle through, or like between them. I don't want to stick it in between this row and then have it come out between this row, because when I feed the, where are my pliers? When I feed the needle back through, this is why I like pliers, then there we go. So I'm gonna feed the needle through this loop, which twisted on me. Hold on. Okay. So I'm gonna feed the needle through this loop. Oh my god! It just twisted on me again. It's normally not this hard, I'm just trying to film it. Okay, 3rd time's a charm. I'm gonna feed this needle through the loop. And so now the thread here is like hooking through this loop. It's also gonna go in between these beads. And now instead of tying a knot, I've just wrapped the thread around itself. A lark Larkshed? It has a name, huh? I'm sure, yeah, I'm not surprised by that, actually. I was for a moment, but then I remembered that knots have names. So now I'm gonna just stick the needle through the bottom of this cord. And then stick it back through the medallion. And I'm just gonna do the same thing a few times until I feel like it's strong and attached. Although part of me is kind of thinking like maybe of having a bead or something in between. I might actually do that. I'm not really liking the way that this looks. It looks okay. It's like black on black. Okay, yeah, no, I will just do it this way. I think it actually might look better than sticking a bead in between. Maybe not because of the white thread. Lark's head knot. Oh, lark's head, okay. A cow hitch knot in jewelry making. Oh, okay. Well, I think I might actually go ahead and do a bead because I don't want the white showing. Usually I'm able to really hide it and it's not hiding very well. Actually, I think what I'll do to hide it will, yeah, what I'm gonna do to hide it is I'm not going to go through the front of the medallion. I'm gonna poke the needle through the back, and of course that's gonna come out the front. So instead of then reaching up to the cord and taking the needle through it, I'm just gonna go back through the front so I can mask the thread between beads and then go back to the cord. My problem though is my thread I have is kind of shredded. Like I said, the edging is like the most impatient part for me with these projects. Attaching the cord to the medallion is really my least favorite. All right, so thread's coming out of the cord right now. So what I did before was I connected it by taking the needle through the front. I'm actually gonna go in the back. Okay, and then I'm gonna feed it back through. I'm gonna do this again, like maybe 2 or 3 more times. Just really make sure the cord is on here. It's not going anywhere. Oh my god. Spicy! Get out of there! What? I can't stand you! Oh my god. So, okay, my cat likes to lick butter. I have like a little bowl with sticks of butter on the counter. And I guess she's recently discovered her love for butter because she was licking it. Well, this bowl also has a top on it, and it's just like sometimes I accidentally leave the top off. So the butter was exposed a couple times and she licked it up. Well, I've been taking great care to leave the top on it, and she just knocked the top off and was licking the butter again. She knocked the top off. She is a butter kitty. It might be kind of my fault too, because like, I really like to snack on popcorn. It's really like the only thing I snack on ever. And I don't make very healthy popcorn either. Like I have an air pop machine, and I'll put butter flavored oil on it and some salt. And I don't know how she discovered she liked butter, but she would beg me for it. She'd beg me for some. And so I shared with her, and now every time I eat popcorn, she comes and begs for popcorn. So, yeah, now it's like she doesn't wait for popcorn time anymore. She's just gonna go lick the butter. Yeah, side note, I like can't do the microwave popcorn anymore. It's just not the same. It's gotta be with my air pop machine. With like the bottled butter oil, and yeah. Which I don't know, I mean, microwave popcorn is still using hot air. It's just, I don't know, it's just not the same. I haven't tried popping it in a pan myself, but I have had it that way, and it's pretty good. Alright, so now I've passed this through a few times. There's some exposed thread here, so I'm going to tie a knot with that. I usually like to tie 2 knots. I tie one, and then I like cut the needle through that first knot, tie another one in it, pull it nice and tight, and then I will burn the tail. So you can see a little bit of thread back here, but it's in the back, so I think that'll be fine. Like usually the thread will drive in between the beads, but I think the thread was just like a wee bit shredded, so it's kind of thick. But this is the front. Can't really see anything from the front, so that makes me happy. Now to do the other one. You never would have known what. Oh, okay. You like how to attach the cord. When I do like string beads for the necklace instead of attaching a cord, I start it similarly. I do that knot. What was it called again? The lark's head knot. I just do I just make sure I have enough thread to be the length of the necklace. So basically, like, this necklace is this long, right? In order to have the double thread, I'll get a piece of thread that is twice as long as what I need and fold it in half, and then I start it by pulling the needle through and then feeding it through that loop. String the beads on, and then when I get back around, then I'll finish it off similarly to what I did here, where I'll like send it through a couple times, tie a knot, and then burn it. I think the hardest part of like doing the cord versus stringing on beads is masking the part at which the cord joins the medallion. Like, it looks, I think I did a pretty good job right here. Not showing like any gaps or threads or anything. All right, so I'm gonna do it like right here. Let's see. Oh, okay. Sometimes I get nervous when I really have to like pull super hard to get the needle through. Like, something's gonna break, either the needle or my beads or something. I feel like this cord could have been a little, I'm gonna trim it a little more, be a little closer to the beadwork. Okay, that's much better. Oh, that's cute. The name of the artist that made this song is called Curly Locks. All right, so now I'm gonna send this through. Oh, I didn't. Sorry, I wasn't in frame. All right, I'm working with the bottom of the cord and I'm just pushing the needle through the bottom, like underneath that first row of beads. Grabbing my thimble, and I'm gonna send this needle through the back. Over to the front. It doesn't really super matter where in the front this comes up. No, I totally get it. I watch live streams a lot myself, and I do the same thing sometimes. Sending it back to the back of the medallion, because I don't want any threads showing in the front. Basically, that stitch that I'm doing, like from here to here, is being masked in between these beads. That's why you can't see it. Like, it's there, it's just buried. Okay. Time to repeat that process. I'm gonna do it one more time. Is it overkill? I don't think so. Although this isn't looking quite as clean as the other one. I see a thread right there. I wonder if I can, like... Oh, I know why I can see a thread, because this is like, this is where the first bead is, so there's a gap. Like if I had the other side of beadwork, that would be better. I feel like I need to turn the cord around. I'm gonna do that. Despite me being almost done with attaching it. I don't want where the beads stop to be in the front. Yeah, instead of trying to rip that thread out, I'm just gonna cut it. Okay, Oh, yeah, do it the way I like it. Do it right or don't do it at all. Hey, Flawed Indeed, no problem. I'm really happy that they helped you. Alright, now if I can get the 2 threads in this needle as good as I did last time. I did even better. Alright. Okay, now to do it the right way. I mean, there's no right or wrong, it's just... Oh. I really want to learn more like belt making skills. Leather work is just something that I've always been interested and never fully took on. That leather belt and a spreader for my kid's roach is like the only thing that I've really accomplished. So if you're wondering why I started over, I wonder if I can get this to focus. It's also kind of hard to see because it's black beads on black cord, but this is the very beginning of the entire line of beads, this bead right here. And so there's a little gap between like it circling around and the next row of beads. And that was in the front of the medallion, so you could see this on the front, and I didn't like that. So I want to turn it so that it's just a row of beads. Oh goodness. Like trying to hold the project, and the cord has a mind of its own. All right. It's like there's already it already remembers the hole that was driven through here. There we go. Oh man. Love them short deadlines, huh? Oh, story of my life. I had a week to do this medallion, which like isn't even bad compared to the other projects I've been doing. And it's not even the worst that this person's requested of me. This is the same person that asked me to make a medallion in basically a day. For them, it was like, oh, how early did they ask me? I think it was like 2 days away. They were making it sound like I had 3 days. But in reality, I had 1 day to do it. So we had to be real simple with it. cord keeps trying to twist so that the side is going to the front, the side that I don't want to be in the front. All right, and I'm gonna send it through. I'm gonna do one more stitch on this thing. It really keeps trying to turn. Yeah. Sometimes people just aren't even motivated until powwows like this weekend, you know? I've been needing to resole my moccasins for like a couple years now, and I never think of doing it until like powwows tomorrow. But I don't actually do it. I'm like, nope, there's no time. I'm not putting myself through that. Now I know I only did 3 stitches on the other side, but I think I'm gonna do one more just because this guy keeps trying to twist on me. I don't want it to twist, so I think one more stitch might help it stay put. I'm gonna have to like poke it back through. Thank you. I have shown it to her and she did lose her mind. Telling me how talented I am and stuff. I don't know how to act when I'm praised like that. I'm not very good at receiving compliments. All right, so I think that's good now, and I'm gonna tie my knots. Trying to get access to this exposed thread here. I was worried that I was going a little too small with this medallion too, but I think the size is perfect. I want to say I went like 4.5 inches wide when I normally do like 5, but yeah, this is perfect. I just went smaller because I was like, well, if I'm to finish this quickly, if I make it a little smaller, it'll be more possible to finish it fast. Let's burn that end. Flatten it a little bit. All right. It's done. It's friggin' done, man. This is the back. If I can zoom out a little. There we go. Not as pretty. You can see a little bit of, whoo, my foot fell asleep. You can see a little bit of thread. But when I turn this puppy around, the cord blends in seamlessly. And that's really what I care about. And let me really zoom out so that you can see the cord, the necklace. Thank you. Oh, how many live streams has it been? I lost count. I should have numbered the live streams so I could keep count. But it was about a week, I think. Did I start Saturday last week? Or was it Friday? I don't remember. Might have been Saturday, actually. But yeah, here it is. I'm so happy with it. This was honestly one of the funnest medallions I've made. And I think it's just because their logo is kind of cute. Like, and it was fun, and I'm just, I don't know if it was like easy or challenging. I feel like it was just kind of in the middle, but I am happy with how I did it. It was fun figuring out how to shape this crown and shape this letter, and I really love beading black. I love black. I'm goth. I love anything to do with black. So, and these pops of color, like, yeah, this was really fun. And I'm happy that everybody joined me too. That does not mean that my lives are done yet though. This series of lives, I still have 2 more. We have Saturday and Sunday. So since this is done, I'm gonna bust out another project that I have been working on. And this one was ordered from me a year ago. I think I started attaching beads like a few months ago. And that's just because this is going to be a little more challenging and intricate. That's the only reason why it hasn't gotten done. Besides, like, they didn't give me a hard deadline, and when I'm not given a deadline, then that turns into, I'll work on it tomorrow. I'll work on it. I just keep pushing that off. So I'm gonna get working on this. It's got to get done. So Saturday, tomorrow, and Sunday, we're gonna bust out this fish and bead him. I'm so excited, A-Bear, for whenever this is done. It's so tedious. Like, the face didn't take me very long, but this little section right here took me probably just as long as it took to fill half of this face. So yeah, I'm gonna hop off. I'll be on tomorrow from noon to 2 EST. Same thing Sunday, noon to 2 EST. And thank you for coming, and I'll see you then. Bama Pequodman!